Good evening, Ursula Meier.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, and thank you for your wonderfully explosive film we just watched, Ligne. I have asked the public also to ask a question, tell a thought about the film, but perhaps to start a question about the settings of your films. You seem to always choose the settings to be some remote, small places. How come? Do you think that much happens in remote places? Important things and cinematic?
Yes, no, that's right. It's so at first, thank you very much to be there to the public. Thank you. No, that's right. That my work is take place in topographic place. It's very important because the form born at the same time that the idea of the film. There is a mixed from the idea, the first idea. I don't think just the story, I think with the form directly. And so the place where the story will be shot is so important. And for this movie, it was very strange because I make, how to say, on the paper, I imagine a place and we research the place all around Switzerland. And we don't find it because I was thinking about a large street in where there is a lot of habitation, like in the USA, in a way, because I was thinking about the work of Jeff Wall, the photographer, for example. And we research in Switzerland. I think maybe we will find something like that, and it don't exist totally. So we totally change the point of view. And because at first I was really thinking with a street, and Marion, the little sister, was walking in the street to go to the home and come back to Margaret, and so it was really on the street. And after we research differently, and we say, okay, we will find a home and see what is around 100 meter distance around the home, and what the line will cross. And at this moment, I was thinking about the place where I'm shooting. I was shooting Sister, the film I shot before. It's not so far. And so empty place with a mountain in the back. And I like because there is a canal with the water, and it's like a border also. And there is a, how to say, I like the mixity of these different places. Also social mixity, because there is a marina in the back. We don't see it very much, but there is a marina with big boat, very expensive, and you have tower with more poor people, and you have houses middle class, and you have a fish place where the fishermen work. It's totally there. We did nothing with the decoration. So it was like that. We don't touch. And so, it was very strange, the mixity also. It was very interesting.
As you said, you don't first only develop the story, but also the form. It's interesting that you have been writing the script with the main actress, Stéphanie Blanchot. How come did you first? She's also a playwright, if I understand, and a musician. But did you first talk about writing a film or making a film together?
No, at first she's an actress and singer too. She never write a script. It was the first time. And so we decide the desire of the film come together, because we want to work together, and very quickly we have this desire of the character. It means a woman who is fighting, not a teenager, because the violence of women usually it's more teenager. And we say, okay, we write for Stephanie, so she's 35, so she's an adult. So it was very interesting to say, okay, and we make research about violence, feminine woman violence, and we don't find a lot about this subject. It was very strange, and it's like in a way it's like a taboo. We don't talk about that, and so it was very interesting to go deeper in this subject. And so it was really the character at first, and after that we were thinking about movie about woman violence, as there is not so lot. There is with teenager, of course, but always when there is violence, woman violence, there is another thema more important, like drugs or prostitution. So violence is a consequence of another thema, and we say, okay, we will write the story of a woman like a man. She's fight. She don't have the words. She don't talk. She fights when there is problem, when she feels fragile, like a cowboy in a way. And at first we decide to write the story as long as possible, not to explain where the violence come from. So and at one moment, of course, we were confront of the origin of the violence, where this violence come from, and naturally it go to the mother. So it's another form of violence, psychological violence. It was very interesting to confront these two violence in a way. So, and we build the family around this toxic mother and dysfunctional mother.
But you have succeeded to gather an excellent cast. Valeria Bruni-Tedeschi in the role of the mother is magnificent, but also the youngest sister, Eli Spagnolo. She's also very totally believable character. How did you connect them or decide on them?
So with Stephanie, it was easy because we write for her, and Stephanie make a theater piece about a box when she was boxing on the set, and so she was already interested about subject violence and so. And when we write, we have in mind Valeria Bruni-Tedeschi. Really, we were thinking about her because she's a very rare actress. She's amazing because she's tragicomic, and there is not a lot of actresses like that. Also, India Air, Louise, the other actress, she's really a great actress. She's also she had this talent of tragicomedy, and it's very difficult to be tragic and comic at the same time. And so Valeria, she said yes. So it was great because we were thinking about her, and we were writing with her in the head. And for Marion, we make a very big casting. And it was at first she was the age of Marion was younger. She was 10, but when we saw Ellie, she was so incredible that my casting director said, you write again for older character because she's so amazing. And I say, of course, you're right. So she was 12, and it was interesting because 12 is border age also. It's she's no more children, but she's not an adult. She's between, on the line in a way. and we work a lot, not a lot, but we work with Stephanie, because this relationship is really the, how to say, the ossature, in a way, how we say, the balance of the film, in a way. It's very important, the relationship between them. They have a lot of scenes together, and so we work together before shooting, just with Stephanie and Ellie, to build this complex relationship. And also singing, because she was not a singer, Ellie, but she sings very well too. But she's very talented. It was she's very clever as an actress. It was wow. Yes, but she's funny, because when we make Q&A after the movie together, she said that it was very strange for her, because when she priest God, yes. Yeah, she said that she don't believe in God totally, but when we were shooting, suddenly she was totally with God, and she trusts in God. And when I say cut, she don't trust God. At this moment, she's very funny girl. Yes.
Perhaps if there is a question from the public, če mogoče kakšno vprašanje, kakšna misel.
Sorry for my poor English. I will work.
Aha. Ne vem. Aha. There is a lady on the balcony. She's not lit, so probably I don't think you see it.
No, I don't see her.
Ja, zdaj pa bo. Torej, da najprej gospod pozdravljam, pa čestitam za film. Me pa zanima njeno sodelovanje z direktorico fotografije, ker je to tudi ena zelo slavna direktorica fotografije, ki že od novega vala francoskega tako rekoč spremlja velikrat dela z ženskimi režiserkami. Pa me zanima, kako ste se oni dve nekako srečali oziroma organizirali. Pa tudi glede na film, čeprav je film barvan, se mi zdi, da blazno nekako poudarja črno-belo, bom rekla, kako bi rekla, lestvico, in če bi mečkano o tem tudi ona lahko kaj povedala.
First, congratulations for your film.
Thank you very much.
Then the lady would like to ask you about your relationship and how you got to work with the great director of photography, Ms. Godard, who has been working on many films for many years. About this work, but also then about the photography in your film, which is in color, for sure, but it seems that it kind of, that you're tending it to be a little bit monochromatic or black and white.
No, you're true. Agnès Godard is amazing. She's a total artist, and I'm very lucky to work with her. We make a home together, sister together. My two films I shot before. And she's very she have a lot of experience also. So I learned, usually when a young director said I learn a lot of this director or this director, I said always that I learn a lot of Agnès Godard, because I'm very lucky to see how she works and so. And with Agnès, we spoke a lot. It's very important. She's very, she comes very early in the process. I like personally to work with photography. I like to watch. I like very much photography, and it's a big inspiration for me. Also during the writing process, as I said before, the form is very important during the writing, and after the writing, I showed to Agnès the photography. We spoke about color, also about the line, and she come on when we research the place to shoot. We decide with Agnès to change, as I explained before, to find a home and not just a street large. So we decide together, and she come with me to see many places and to decide where we. So she's very important in the processes artistic processes also. And on this film, we work with in the home. It have to be. We research something very warm, more in a picture of maybe Bergman or something like that. There is very warm, and outside more monochromatic in a way, more blue. The blue is very important. The line is blue, the guitar is blue, a lot of things are blue. So it was more cold, yes. So, and it was very interesting also to work with lens, because how to reflect 100 meters. It's a question of cinema, because sometimes we were in the home, and we shoot to the line, and we say, no, it's not 100 meters. So we change the lens. So how to represent distance? It's a question of cinema. So it was very, very interesting. Yes, it was in a way like Hitchcock, fenêtre sur cour. I don't know how we say window on with a guy with in the apartment. You know, he break the leg, and the Hitchcock film. So something like, yes. And so because I love Hitchcock so much, so for this film I was thinking about this movie. So the question of distance, where we film, where we are, where so yes, so yes.
Mogoče še kakšno vprašanje iz publike? Čakajte.
Okay. Okay, I have a question. I'll try with my English. For me, it's really interesting because the violence on the screen at times it's so intense, and usually, like what happens in families, children usually don't understand what's going on. And this young actress, Marion, I want to ask, how did you talk her through it? How did she process this violence, even if it's in the movie, but she was there on the set when this was filmed. So for her, she's still a child. So that's my question.
So I can say what she said during the Q&A, because she said that it was okay. What is interesting that I decided to shoot the first scene, the first day of shooting. So the scene you see very, very violent. It was important for me, for every character, for every actors and actress more, and also for the technician, and for me, and for Agnès, and for the GP, because I just want that everybody, actors and technicians, say, okay, the level of violence is there. So, and that the first scene is like a big bang of the film, because it's an explosion of violence, very aesthetic in a way. It's not realistic because of the slow motion and the choreography. It's more choreography in a way. And it was very important. And for Marion, for example, it was the first day it's the big shot on her. She's crying. She just sees the fight. And it was the first shot in her life because she never make a film before. It was her first film, so it was the first shot in her life, and she's very powerful, and it was very important because that she was there when the fight was during between the mother and Margaret. Because she assists at the violence. And it was very important because later she will make the line in blue. She will say, okay, no, she's like a border, how to say, a police border in a way. She don't want that Margaret go to the house, so she's carefully, and so it was very important that she can feel the level of violence of Margaret, because if Margaret across the line, it will be again maybe violent again. So Marion is how to say, afraid that it will happen again. So it was very, very important. But for the actress, it was okay. It was okay. She's very funny, this actress. So she was. It was very difficult for her. It's very strange, but for her, what was very difficult, the more difficult, was the priest when because she don't believe in God. And also singing, because she explained that she liked to sing, but alone in her room, but not in front of a crew, a technical crew, in front of people. And she said that she was always afraid that I don't like her, that I was say, oh, you are not so good as I expect. So she put a lot of pressure on her. But so it was the most difficult scene for her. Not the violence, not the it's strange, but it's true.
But how did you work on the roles? Just because you obviously have talked a lot about the characters, about what's going on, but do you then, for example, write the dialogues and are very strict about the dialogues, or do you first improvise and then write, or?
No, I'm usually very strict with the dialogue. I can change a little, but I'm not improvise. And what was the most difficult was the character of Margaret, because for the rest it's more Marion. We can understand the character. She's in a loyalty conflict, so she's. But for Margaret, it's a very complex character, very complex. In a way, she's borderline, but in a psychiatric way. She suffers of borderline. I don't say the word is never pronounced in the movie, because I don't want that she just reduce the character as a pathology. I don't want that. I didn't want that. So I don't say that during the movie, but in a way she suffers of borderline. And she's in the moment. She's not thinking about the past, she's not thinking about the future. She's just that in the moment. So it was very interesting to work with Stephanie, because she's suddenly, you think she will fight, she's not fighting, and suddenly she looked like quiet, and paf, she's fighting. So it was very interesting to not to, how to say, to always go in another direction. So we try a lot of different, each scene we try to shoot one time more aggressive, sometimes another take more quiet. And so we research a lot, because this character is very surprised in a way. And what we did with Stephanie is that she fight when someone touch her, because when she's in front of you can feel that the violence is coming, but when someone touch her, suddenly she fight. So we work a lot with the body. So yes. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I don't know if you understand me.
No, yes, completely.
Yes.
It's really interesting. A je še kakšno vprašanje mogoče? A question?
I assume that the film was made, or at least conceived, before COVID, but since COVID, the idea of social distancing became very familiar to us. So yes. How did this affect?
No, totally. It was very, very strange, because I was at the end of the writing process. It was really the end. And suddenly COVID comes, and social distanciation. And so it was very strange. It was very strange, the situation. And what was strange also is that I was shooting during the COVID also. So during the confinement, we said in France, confinement, and it was very strange because I have to take distance with actor, with technicians, so we were with a mask and so, and I like to, when I directed actor, I touch them. I'm very physical implication, and I was thinking, oh my God, I don't know how I can shoot this movie, because with the complication of the COVID, and at this moment I say, okay, I'm like Margaret in a way. So it helped me to thinking like that, to say, okay, I'm like Margaret. I have distanciation that I have to be careful with that, and he helped me to be like her in a way. So, but it's true, it was very strange.
I meant also in the sense of the implications of, I mean, the whole film, if you see it retrospectively, you could think that it was conceived as a film about COVID. In the sense
Sure. Sure.
What are the implications of social distancing?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Everybody goes crazy. Še kakšno vprašanje mogoče? I would just then ask just the last question. The piano as a centerpiece of many problems. Did you know always it would be a piano, and then as a contrapunct, an electric guitar that she has?
Yes.
Also, the music of the piano in this film seems very much as, it seems to me that it's very melodic, very pleasant, but very, lurking in the shadows. So
yes, it's true. Yes. Now the music is very, very important in the movie. It's a character in a way, and it's also the link between this woman, the mother and the daughter, and it's also the only positive heritage of the mother. The positive, because she's very toxic. She's how to say, dysfunctional, and but she gives the love of the music to the daughter, to Margaret, and Margaret to Marion also, because she's singing too. And yes, the contrast was interesting between piano and electric guitar, unplug also. It was funny, this. And there is a connection, because when the piano, when she lost the piano, when she's playing on the how to say, the remorque, but outside, when she plays outside, not far, Margaret is coming back on the stage. So it was very important that Margaret saw waiting love and a reconnaissance of her mother. She's just waiting, yes, love, and that she will never have that, never. But at the end, she can come again on the stage, and she can sing again, and that's positive. That's yes, for her that's good, but for the mother that's not really good. That she stopped with everything, and the piano was. I think that she loves piano really. That it was very important. She looked like that she don't care, and so, but with Valeria we said no, she loved piano, and it's like a dead when she died in a way when she lost the piano. Yes, it's very important for her. Yes.
I'm sorry, but I do have another question. It's
no,
just, no, because I was just thinking that the male characters, how did you think about them? Because they seem as they are just on the outskirts of the film. They seem like little motors that don't that don't at all fit into the story, but they make the scenes happen and they make, I don't know, life more normal and diverse, but they're pleasant actually and do all things that are expected of them. Did you think a lot about how to place them, how to be not, you know, I don't know. There is also aggression present there, some, but.
No, it was very important because, very interesting, because at first there was, for example, the father of Marion, when we start writing, there was scene with the father of Marion and so. And when we go deeper in the work, in the writing process, I was thinking that what is very interesting is to have a woman family. Like yes, you can see the grandmother at the end, at the beginning of the movie. So you see the grandmother, little strange. So you can think maybe, yes. So the character of Valeria is maybe because of this strange mother too. And so you have the mother, and you have the daughter, and you will have the two babies. They are women again, ladies, and yes, it was. I say okay, because I think that this film is about woman and mother and daughter, and not to say okay with this father it was a problem, just to say and us what we did, what the heritage we give to a daughter, that the mother give a good thing, also bad things. So yes, and during the writing process, the male character were not so important. They are important in a way, but not in the heart of the movie. Yes, and the casting was very difficult for the male character, very difficult, because they are not how to say, we don't see them a lot, not a long time, so we have to understand very quickly how the couple, for example Louise and her boyfriend, how it works, and don't have to thinking too much about the relationship, and so it was very difficult, the casting of the male character. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think it perfectly comes together, really, really.
How we say une descendance, you understand? That it's just a woman, when you have the mother, the daughter, yes.
Descendants, they say.
Descendants, yes, the descendants, yes. It was interesting, yes, yeah. I was thinking that all the daughter have a different father. That's why they are not so, they don't look like,
similar.
Yes, similar.
A bi lahko mogoče za konec povedala, gospa, še reakcijo novinarjev, recimo navadne publike v Berlinu, kjer je bil festival prikazan, film prikazan, če se ne motim, ne?
So for the last question, perhaps if you could tell us about the reception of the public and of the critics or the press at the Berlin Festival?
No, it was really, really great. It was, but you know, it was with, it was still with the COVID, so it was not full because of the distance, social distance, 1 meter. So, and the press was there, but not so much. So it was a strange Berlin Film Festival, but it happened. But it was really a critic moment. So it was but after the film was released in many countries, it was really great. I can meet the public of Switzerland, for example, or in Belgium, or in France, and in Italy. And it's very, I was very surprised, compared to other films, how the public is sometimes very moved by the movie, because I can I can feel that the film go directly to the heart. And that was very surprised and very moved also by the people come to me after the screening and talk about their relationship with her mother or daughter, or also man. So it was very, I received a lot of story, family story. And yes, it was very, it moved me a lot, yes. Mm-hmm. Because it's a challenge to talk about women violence. It's really a challenge. It's not what we happen from women usually.
And these different sorts of violence and all
yes.
very.
Because
very
the violence of the mother, of course, is more dangerous in a way, because it's you can't see it really, and it's more difficult to see that this kind of mother could be very, very dangerous, because Margaret she fights, but you can see that she is physically violent, but the mother is in a way is more violent, I think. Mm-hmm.
Še kakšno vprašanje mogoče? Then I would like to thank you very much, Ursula.
Thank you to you.
For your cinematic eye and your huge empathy and love for humankind.
Thank you so much. Thank you to you. Thank you.
And I will say to people, zdaj bo film še enkrat na sporedu jutri, tako da povabite, in še naprej potem bo igral, tako da povabite. Invite people to come to tell their friends and families to come to see the film.
Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, as I said, some lot of women, but also man were very moved by the movie. So I hope it will happen in your country too. I will be very happy.
We have much family dynamics also, yeah. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Koen, also. Merci beaucoup.